Hi, I'm Senior Airman Tay Pollock, and this is the MAX. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be joined by Airman First Class Kirsten Brandes. She's PCS'd, moved on to different shores. We thank her for the time she's given us, and we wish her well in her new assignment. But, as you can see, we've got some important things to talk about today. It is our holiday edition of the MAX, and I'm quite excited. I've invited the 42nd Air Base Wing Commander to come talk to you about just different holiday things. And, of course, going to have a brand new top 10 as well. Are you ready to get started? Here we go. And welcome back to the MAX. Now, as I told you, this is a very important show. It's our holiday show. And this gentleman to my left, you probably should know him if you work on this base. He is the commander of the 42nd Air Base Wing, Col Eric Shafa. Sir, I want to thank you for being here with us.
Well, thank you for having me, and it's great to be on the MAX.
Well, thank you, sir. Now, I want to jump right into it because, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I have private investigators that have been doing some research on you, and little birdie told me that this is not your first time here at Maxwell, but you're getting ready to celebrate your first Christmas here, correct?
That is correct, yes. So I've been to Maxwell a couple times. Last time I was here has been about 10 years. I went to Air Command and Staff College here, and I was not here during Christmas because most of the time around this time you have a student exodus that goes on. Everybody goes to the Four Winds and goes back home. So I have not celebrated Christmas here. So this is going to be my first Christmas, even though I've been to Maxwell a few times. So I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know if my wife is necessarily looking forward to it because there's a lot of work that we've been doing in the last week just to get caught up with decorations and everything else. But I think right now we're getting there. And we're gonna see how it is in Montgomery and at Maxwell.
Wonderful. Well, I know one thing you won't have to unpack is your snow shovel. At least that's what I'm told. So I guess we'll see. Now, we were talking before we started, and my previous assignment was overseas. I was in Germany, sure. And one thing we did for Christmas there was we would go to Christmas markets. Now, of course, when you look at the news now, there is a tragedy that happened in Berlin. Now, I don't know if they have Christmas markets here, but I know one thing that you would say to us would be, to make sure we're safe this holiday season.
Absolutely. So, regardless of whether we're here in Conus, in Montgomery, which is relatively safe, or whether we're in overseas locations like Germany, where the threat is a little bit higher, we just need to be vigilant. All airmen and all our military need to be vigilant in what we do. And it's just a fact of the world around us right now that there is a threat out there, and we need to be concerned about that. But at the same time, it doesn't need to impede our ability to celebrate the holidays and spend time with family. We just need to have our situational awareness up. It's unfortunate what happened in Germany. It really is. My prayers and my heart out to the folks that were injured in that. But at the same time, again, we're military and we are targets regardless of what happens. So we just need to be aware of that, but we don't need to have it impede the things that we do.
There you go. And now, of course, 2016 has been interesting, I'll put it that way. We lost a lot of celebrities, and I find myself every day going, why? And then my Cubs won this year. So I guess it wasn't all bad when you get down to it. But 2017
Well, it was bad for me because I wanted the Giants to win.
Oh,
Giants are my team. Sorry.
That's fair. Probably shouldn't have brought that up then. My apologies,
right.
Sir. So let's talk about better things, like the future. In 2017, I'm sure you have big plans for us, right?
I do. And I should say, not just me, but this area in general has big plans. We have three big things that are going to be happening next year. And next year is just right around the corner. So in March, we have the unit effectiveness inspection. Every 2 years, we're going to get inspected. Well, 2017 is our year. And so we're ready to go there. We have an air show coming up in April. And in April, that's going to be, what we're told, is the biggest air show in the Air Force in 2017, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Air Force, as well as 100 years of air power. So Air University, in particular, General Quast, has big plans for a lot of activities that lead up to the air show, that culminate in the air show. So we're really looking forward to that. I think there's a lot of opportunities there, but again, it's going to put a demand on the wing, and I have no doubt that my folks are ready to go, and they will step up as they always do. And then, of course, at the end, towards the end of June, we have Corona. Corona, for those of you who don't know, is when all the 4 stars and senior leadership get together in the Air Force. And they get together in one location and they do strategic planning and make strategic decisions on the way ahead for the Air Force. So it's an exciting time here at Maxwell, and it's really going to be a very busy time for us too. So I've told my folks, have some downtime right now, because when we roll off the holidays, it's game on.
There you go. My aunt used to always say, idle hands are the devil's handiwork. So I'm excited that in 2017 we have a lot to do. Now, I have one more thing that I like to do on the Max, and if you'll indulge me, I'd like you to help me.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. In just a few moments. All right, so it is time for a brand new Top 10, and of course, this is the holiday edition of the Max. So my Top 10 today is Top 10 Holiday Traditions in the Military. Now, some of these I may have taken some liberties, but the Colonel has graciously said that he would help me do today's Top 10. So I'm gonna dive right in with number 10 and say, gluing a Santa beard to your gas mask. Sir?
Using the high-grade Air Force equipment to track Santa.
Ooh, nice one. Number 8 on the list, making a list of who's naughty, who's nice, and who can't run their 1.5 miles without wheezing. Sir?
Number 7, sleeping in on Christmas morning until 0600.
There you go, that's sleeping in. Number 6, safety briefings. You know what's going to happen. Sir?
Speaking of safety briefings, number 5, opening the Sand T-shirt gifts.
Thanks, Mom, that's exactly what I wanted. Number 4, extra R&R for personnel named Donner or Blitzen. Sir?
Number 3, always plenty of parking at the mall when you're driving a tank.
There you go. Number 2 on the list, you're going to eat your calories for Christmas. Of course, you've got soul food and everything fried down here, and probably drink them for New Year's. And sir?
And number 1, freeze-dried, shelf-stable, vacuum-sealed eggnog.
There you have it. The Top 10 list. The Top 10 Holiday Traditions in the Military. In just a few minutes, we're going to tell you about some community events and then say Happy Holidays. As promised, we're going to talk about some community events. Now, sir, you were telling me you wanted to take your family to the zoo?
Right, so the zoo has the Christmas Lights Festival, and that's something I've heard is actually one of those do not miss opportunities during the holidays. So I'm going to try to make that in the next few days here before actually we get out to Christmas.
There you go. Now, I got the paperwork here. It says it goes on through the 31st and like 5:30 to 9:30 type of thing, so nothing wrong with that. Now, I have a serious question for you, sir. Do you fancy yourself a theater goer?
Actually, I do in some ways.
Okay.
And you would think that in Alabama, culture would be a little bit different here, right? But I tell you what, there is the Alabama Shakespeare Festival is one of those best kept secrets here in Montgomery, and really in Alabama. And so I'm looking forward to going out there and doing the Christmas Carol.
Oh, there you go.
And so I'm going to take the family out there before it ends. I'm going to try to hit one probably right before Christmas. But I've heard the showings, and I've gotten rave reviews from the folks downtown that say that that's one of those must-see events.
Wonderful. I hear they do great things there. And then also, like you said, a Christmas Carol, like that one kind of fits the season we're in.
Absolutely.
Now, I've got one for you that you may not have known about. If you want to take the missus out, and just have a moment just to yourselves. The Harriet II does cruises all year round, is what I'm told. And but they're doing a New Year's cruise. It's going to be from like 10:30 till midnight 30. And they're going to do hors d'oeuvres, or hors d'oeuvres as they call them, I guess. Outside concessions, champagne toast, and a commemorative glass for everyone. It's supposed to be a really good time. Now I know they have a website and things, and then I think we get discounted tickets from like ITT. So
yeah, that's a great deal. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try to explore all those opportunities.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, sir, again, I want to thank you for joining me on this, Max, and you are always welcome.
Well, thank you, and I want to wish everyone out there around the base at Maxwell, at Gunter, happy holidays, and a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing everyone back, ready to go the new year.
There you go. And for the Max, I'm Tay Pollock. Thank you and good night.